What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Night School, starring Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. All right, this is Kevin Hart's first movie that he actually wrote. I can put the pen down on this one, man. Him and his buddy Harry, and more writers, I assume. But this is his first foray into writing a film. He wrote it, produced it, and now look at it, man. $28 million opening weekend. We right here with Night School, man. It's about a guy that, he wasn't good in school. He skated through life lying and fronting. You know, now he's got a fiance that's out of his economic class. So he's always trying to pay for her, trying to front the bill and do this and do that, you know what I mean? And like, you know, play the role like he's the guy that's highly educated, getting that money. He loses a lucrative job. And then to get another job, he has to get his GED because he never graduated from high school. All right, so he has to go to night school to get his GED, keeping it under wraps from his new fiance because, you know, he didn't want to be embarrassed and be like, man, she's gonna find out, you know, I'm not this guy that went to college and got all this education, man, she's gonna leave me. So he tried to keep it under wraps from her. And Tiffany Haddish plays his night school teacher. Now, at the school, there's a principal who we used to go to high school with back in the day, and they didn't get along. So now you got the principal up his ass too. So it's a real good dynamic. Is he gonna get caught? Will he make the grade? Find out when you watch Night School. All right, you got Tiffany Haddish in there. Tiffany is on a hot streak ever since Girls Trip made over $100 million. Tiffany Haddish has been in high demand. She's been working. And of course, Kevin Hart is like the top comedian in the world right now. So you put those two together, boom, man. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, man. Buddy movie, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a buddy cop movie like the teacher and student, you know what I'm saying? But Night School is a gritty, like a cop buddy joint. So critics didn't like it. Critics are real picky and stuffy with comedies anyway. So you got to kind of go in there, especially like, you know, a simple premise comedy like this one. It's pretty simple, you know what I mean? So the critics are like, yeah, you know, it's just. My anticipation going in, I was uncertain. I was like, I don't know, man. Like the trailers didn't really crack me up like that. I was pleasantly surprised. I was cracking up, good supporting cast. Romany Malco was killing it in there. Marilyn Rice-Gub was in there too. She's funny as well. And Tiffany Haddish, man, her character was a dope character. You know what I'm saying? She was funny, but she didn't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Like she was really about the students and teaching, and like she played a good dynamic between the authoritarian and just like being funny at the same time. That was a good dynamic. Fat Joe, shout out to Fat Joe. Rapper Fat Joe from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? A rap vet was in this joint. He was taking a night school class via Skype from prison, you know what I'm saying? Which is pretty funny. But yeah, it was cool. Like I laughed, and that's what I was supposed to do. I laughed a few times, laughed hard like a couple times for this one thing that happened. I don't want to give anything away, but you know, I laughed hard. And I was like, yes, that was funny. I did a little wipe right here, you know what I'm saying? You know you laughing hard when you do the, oh man, when you come down off the laugh. Gotta do that wipe right there. So I did one of those. And the dynamic between Kev and Tiffany worked. Like it was a good dynamic, man. And I love to see when comedians, you know, interact with each other in film. You can always tell when they go off script. And they had a nice off script back and forth in this one particular scene that really worked. And I was like, okay. I could see them in other movies going forward in the future, man. Is it a classic? Is it top notch? Is it? No, it's not. You know, it's a nice little, you know, little something. I wasn't dying the whole time. Some of the jokes was mad easy. It was still more enjoyable than I expected. I remember a movie called Summer School with Mark Harmon I used to watch in the 80s, man. I used to watch that all the time. Like in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, I watched recently on like Hulu for the first time. It's pretty funny. Rodney Dangerfield's funny. So those are kind of movies that like are in this vein of like going back to school. It's a story about second chances. And that's what Night School is about. One takeaway is apparently you can make it pretty far with no high school diploma, apparently, because he was doing all right. He had it was either a Porsche or a Ferrari. I always forget which one was. I think it was a Porsche he was driving. And so he was making at least decent money to at least front like you had the money. You gotta have money to front like you have money. if that makes any sense at all. You gotta have the money to get the Porsche that you can't afford, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm like, he did all this with no high school diploma. I'm like, okay, all right, you really making it work. You know, got him a nice looking fiance who was successful on her own, you know what I mean? And so, you know, surprisingly, he did pretty well with no high, not even the GED, he was out here doing that. Another takeaway is, man, take it from a guy, I never went to night school, but I went to summer school a couple times. And it's just a funny dynamic, whether it's night school or summer school. It's just a different vibe than regular afternoon school. Everybody in there knows what it is. You feel like a rebel a little bit, kind of like a misfit. Like, yeah, you feel a little more edgy when you're in summer school. Like, oh, Tony's in summer school. You be like, I had a full beard when I was in summer school in like 7th grade, just because it was gritty, man. Summer school was gritty. And you know, I heard stories about night school. Like, man, you fully tatted up. It was kids fully tatted up in night school with a patch on their eye. I'm like, where'd you get the patch from? You just had a full eye last semester. Hey man, night school. I don't know, man. So I'm a summer school clique right here. You know, but I think night school is probably the roughest bunch. You know what I mean? Because it was at night. And you know, at night, everybody's more tough, everybody's more grizzled, everybody's on edge. And if you're a werewolf, you would change mid-class. But anyway, y'all want to know a smooth jazz review of night school. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving night school 3 saxophones out of 5. When I turn around, I'm going to take this summer school test all over again. All right, peeps, that's my review of night school, man. Let me know what you thought of night school in the comments section below. If you saw it, what did you think about it? If you haven't seen it, why not? Does it look good to you? Why not? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.